Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Historia.
What a day to be alive.
Yeah, it's a great day. Your name?
I'm Jamie.
I'm Kylie.
And this is Historia.
Yes, it is.
It's
Lovely Saturday night.
very dark out.
Yeah, it's getting darker every day.
The moon looks very pretty.
It does.
It's kind of cloudy. I thought it was going to rain when we were
I know.
out. I was kind of hoping on it.
Thought it would rain, but it didn't.
No, it stayed clear, which we need the rain because it's so freaking dry out.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So what did we do today?
Jamie went with me to wedding dress shop. So we went to one place and I happened to find a dress. So that's exciting.
I'm so excited to see you.
I said yes to the dress.
Yes, you did. I used to watch that show with Erica.
Oh my God, yes.
All the
I
time.
love that show.
It's like the middle of summer and we're debating on like which dress is better on this person. And then their budget though is freaking out of this world.
Oh yeah.
For them. They're like freaking $10,000 dresses and I'm like, ooh.
I almost cried by like how much I spent today.
Yeah, it is crazy how much people, and half the time they're not even spending the money. It's like their mother or their dad is buying their dress.
Right.
And I'm like,
that's insane.
What?
No. Oh no.
I still love watching that show though.
Oh, it's iconic.
Some of them I'm just like, you're wearing that to your wedding? I'm like, okay.
Okay, if you say so.
But one less dress off the shelf.
Yeah, I gotta figure out like what type of shoes I'm gonna wear, but we'll get there.
I still recommend heels.
I know, but
you can do the chunky heels. Those are easier to walk in.
True.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
I'm excited though.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. How was your birthday?
Freaking fantastic.
Yeah, what would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's solid 10. We played darts because we went to the bars after we did our little special thing.
Yeah.
I did pretty well.
Yeah, it was super fun.
I drank a lot. I had a lot of shots that night.
Yeah, you did.
You drank quite a bit too.
It was a good night, and we had McDonald's afterwards.
Oh yeah, we got McDonald's at like freaking 1 a.m.
Yeah, what other time would you eat it, you know?
I know, we only got fries.
We were like 3 medium fries.
Oh, James was a good sport though. He was a good DD.
Yeah, I went out last night and I left my keys in my car.
Oh
okay,
my
so
God.
here's what happened. I left pretty early because I was like, I'm tired. Like, the bar was kind of like lame. And so me and my friends left. And then they were like, you want to meet at Wendy's? And I was like, yeah, let's go to Wendy's. So we drove to Wendy's. Mm-hmm. And we all get in one car. So as I'm going into my friend's car, I left my keys in my car locked. Because that's what happens when you have a manual locker instead of an automatic. So I always lock my door because I have to lock it myself. I can't just hit that beep beep.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. I can't wait to get a new car. Anyway, so I'm in her car and I'm like, oh, I don't have my keys. And it's like 12:15 a.m. And like I felt bad because Basil had to work this morning.
No.
And so I was like, I can call my insurance, but like I locked my keys in my car. And he's like, I'll come because I have an extra key.
Oh, okay, good.
So he had to like get out of bed and come bring me my key.
What a good fiance.
Yeah, but then he was like, you're buying dinner for the rest of the year. Whatever.
One extra.
Yeah.
So
but anyway, Wendy's was closed. So we went to McDonald's. And there were 2 guys on bikes in the drive-thru.
Like bicicletas?
Bicycles. Yep. They were just they ordered a lot of food. They were like 10-piece nugget, large Sprite. Like they kept going. I was like, they had baskets. Don't worry.
Okay, I was just like, where are they storing this? Do they have bags?
And I thought it was like a joke. Like I thought they were like, because they looked younger. I was like, they're probably just pranking McDonald's, but like
pranking.
They were so serious. He's like 10-piece nugget, ranch. I was like, anyway, that's the fun time. But so then after we went out, you did something fun the next day. What'd you do?
Oh yeah, I went to this place that's here in Colorado. It's called Cave of the Winds. It's kind of, they have some places around the U.S. that are like it, but Erica got it for my birthday to do like this fun swing ride that just like pretty much swings you out off the cliff and into just like this giant. It's not.
We still don't know.
We still don't know what it's called. What is it called? It's not a gorge, but like a giant hole.
It's kind of like a gorge.
Giant hole.
He gets swung in a hole. It's like a
I don't know.
canyon.
Canyon! That's like the word.
Finally!
Canyon!
We've been trying to think of that word for so long.
So, it swings you out into a cavern. Or canyon!
Cameron.
Swings you out into a canyon. And my sister got the video of it, and she's just screaming.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, yes! But it was honestly, it was so nice. The dude, he was super chill. He was just like, I've seen the most generic Colorado people come in. The other day, he was like, they were wearing Wrangler jeans with boots, the knife on the side, and like a weight t-shirt, and we're like, sounds about right. The country
Small town.
Yeah. But I was like, that sounds about right. Or if you're trying to be a hipster. I don't know.
Right. There's a lot of weird styles here.
Honestly.
But that looks really fun, though. I want to do that one day.
Yeah, and we did the lantern tour, which you pretty much just have a lantern as your light, and you go through, like, the haunted part of the caverns.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The tour guide, he was great. He looked... I don't know if you guys, like, watch football. I don't really know this, but I know this football player. His name is Trevor Lawrence. He was on the Clemson team in college. He's on the Jaguars now. Kid you not. Our tour guide looked just like him.
Really?
It was freaky.
Are you sure it wasn't?
I don't know, but freaking my brother-in-law and James made like a comment about it. They were like, Trevor Lawrence is a tour guide now? And I was like, holy shit, you're right. At first I was like, who's Trevor Lawrence?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's a football player. Oh God, you scared Ruby.
I'm sorry.
She's like, what happened?
That was so intense.
Yeah, he looked just like him, but he was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. He's good. I think you would enjoy it because you like spooky stuff.
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
Yeah. But
I haven't been to Cave of the Winds since I took a field trip there. Guess what I ate for lunch?
what?
I had a Lunchable.
I freaking love those.
Yeah. I think there's only like 3 kinds, right? Nachos, pizza, turkey, or ham.
The ham one is so slimy. I feel like it would stick to a wall.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
If you threw it on. I think they had a turkey one too, now that I'm thinking of it. Yeah, they had a turkey and cheese one, and then they have the ham and cheese one.
Oh! Yes, okay.
And then they have the pizza, because they have the pepperoni pizza and the cheese pizza.
Yeah.
And then they have the nachos.
Yeah.
I love the nachos still.
The nachos are the best. The
I
cheese.
I want to get one. I'm pretty sure the Walgreens might have some.
We should go after this. The cheese slaps. It's so good.
Oh my God, it is. And then you mix them together with like 2 chips and then you just shove it in your mouth.
But yeah, the only time I ever had Lunchables was when I had field trips. I never got them, like, besides that.
I had them for when we would do road trips.
Oh, yeah.
Because my mom was like, since it's a special occasion.
Lunchable. They're
Yeah.
expensive.
They are, and I think that was like the main reason. Because we would either have like hot lunch or we would pack lunch.
Yeah, some kids brought them every day.
I know.
What kind of jobs your parents got?
Honestly, and they had like the full ones too. Like the ones that came with like a
big box.
dessert, a drink. I mean, like if you don't have time in the morning to make your kid like a meal, I guess that works. But yeah, that adds up.
Yeah.
They are, because they're like maybe freaking $4 for like the nice ones. Like they're cheaper for the smaller ones.
I think it's like $1.50 or something for the small dollar. I don't know.
I don't know.
It depends where you go.
Yeah, they're cheaper at Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart they're cheap, but if you go to like
King Supers.
King Supers, which you guys may not know what that is, but like any other like bigger,
Kroger.
Yeah, just focus like grocery stores. They're usually more expensive. I love how we're having a conversation about Lunchables. Anyway, what else happened this week?
The Steve video came out.
Oh, the Steve video! Yes, guys, if you haven't already, you need to watch the Blue's Clues Steve reunion video.
Very nostalgic for most of us.
It gave us so much closure. Like, Jamie and I already talked about it earlier, but like, the feeling that video gave me.
Yeah.
I swear.
25 years.
Yeah. 25 years since Blue's Clues. If you have no idea what we're talking about, well, you're probably a Gen Zer.
It's blown up on Nick Jr.'s
I feel like
Facebook
you all have
page.
to know at this point.
Yeah. Because they didn't... I think kids who are like 15, 14, I don't even think they had Blue's Clues, really.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because he came back later.
Yeah, because I think within the last couple of years or so, it came back.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah,
so
I love the videos.
Yeah.
And I was watching, like, his goodbye video from years ago, and he said he'd never forget us. And, like, thanks for helping me solve my clues. And then in the new video, he was like, I never forgot you. I was like,
This dude is blowing up, too. I guess he was on, like, one of the talk shows at night, too. Like, he just made, like, a grand reappearance. Like, I don't know what he's been doing the last, like,
yeah, where has he
freaking 15, 16 years, but...
College.
Right.
I remember being so mad that Steve left. I was like, no, we don't want your friend or your brother or whatever.
Honestly. Oh, yeah, it was his brother.
It was.
Like, I've never seen him before.
Yeah. I was like, give us back Steve. But anyway. So that was the news of the week.
News of the week. Just the news of the week.
Crazy stuff right there. You don't even need to watch the news. We're here.
We're here. Oh, God.
All right, Jamie.
Let's get started.
What are you talking about today?
So, I'm talking about Sweden again because I guess I can't get over Scandinavia for some odd reason because this is my third time talking about Scandinavia.
Oh, it is, huh? I didn't even realize.
I can't help it.
That's funny.
But, yeah, I told Kylie I was doing a Byzantine empress and then I was like, nah, I'm going to do this chick because I decided to change my mind like I do a lot of things.
That's completely fair.
So, this week I am talking about Christina of Sweden.
Ooh.
She was born in 1626 and she would live until 1689. But I gotta start before her. Are you doing math?
Trying to count. She's 53?
She had to have died of something.
Yeah.
There's no way she could have died of natural causes.
Right. Okay, anyway, sorry. Go
I'm
ahead.
guessing it was some sort of disease at this point because it was the 1600s. Plague?
Oh, yeah.
Dancing plague?
Dancing,
perhaps?
She was in the dancing plague, guys. Let it be known.
But my story does not start off with her. I gotta give build up.
Ooh.
Build up is everything.
Yes, it is.
So, we are starting in 1597. This is during the beginning of the Swedish Civil War, so a lot of people there are a lot of fighting. There is always fighting going on in Europe for some odd reason. It is what it is. But at this time, it was the Swedish Civil War, which would turn to the Polish-Lithuania Commonwealth people fighting with Sweden.
Okay.
So, the king at this time was the elected Sigismund Vasa. Now, he was elected to keep an alliance with the Commonwealth Poland-Lithuania, but this would not last. Even though they tried to keep this alliance, to keep it together, so if there was any wars, it wouldn't cause more issues, but he wasn't a good leader.
Oh, that's too bad.
He failed. And people got pissed at this. So his uncle came up and was like, dude, you're done. You're done. This was Charles Duke of Södermanland. He's also Charles IX. And he would take charge in around 1598. Sigismund was not very happy about this. He was like, I'm going to take control back. And dude was like, bitch, nah. You're not fit for this.
Psych.
You're done. He was like, ugh, fine. So by 1604, Charles would become the king of Sweden. And this would be during the war that they would have with the Polish. Sweden did not like Poland during this time whatsoever. They fought with them for years to come. And during this time, Sweden and Russia were not liking each other. They hated each other. But they found out that they both don't like the Polish.
They're like, finally, something we can agree on.
Yeah, and so they're like, why don't we just form an alliance on this and, like, help destroy them? Charles was like, this is a great idea. Let's do it. Let's start this war against the Polish. Russia, you're here. You got my 6.
Yeah.
Let's do this. And so they did. They did it. They did the damn thing.
They did the damn thing.
Now, we would have, this was a phase of the war. So there was like 4 different phases that I read of this war. It was so continuous, so many battles, so many lives lost.
Oh, that's too bad.
But this huge part of the war would end when Charles died. Now, Charles, in his death, had an heir who is Gustav Adolf. I've seen Gustavus Adolphus, but I'm going to call him Gustav Adolf or Gustav.
Call him Gus.
Gus. We're going to call him Gus.
Gus.
No, he would take the heir of the throne. And this was, I didn't actually see when this was. Around 1604.
Okay.
It was after 1604 because he died. I didn't write down when he died.
1605-ish.
Wow, probably not. It was later. But he would stay. So Gustav didn't end his part in the war then. He still wanted to fight. He was like, we're going to end this Polish people. Let's keep going. And so he kept going until 1629. And he kept going on. He was like, we are doing the damn thing. But eventually a truce would become the end of the war. So this was the Truce of Altmark. Now this would gain them a big control of Livonia. And then they would get a big trade with Prussia.
Yeah.
Now, this was really big because it really expands their countries, like exports, imports, and pretty much just have more land to control because that was the thing that everybody wanted was more land. Who can control the most?
Oh, yeah. Power.
It was that. It was pretty much who was going to control all of the land. Sweden was like, it's going to be me.
What is he staring at?
The
shadow?
I don't know. Pets freak me out when they do that.
I know. She's been staring at it, and then she was hissing at it.
Ruby, what are you doing? All right, so now that I give an introduction to the country in the war that is building up as Sweden, we now introduce a homegirl that we're talking about today, Miss Christina. Now, Christina, she was born December 8th, 1626 in Stockholm, Sweden. Her father is the King of Sweden, Gustav Adolf, and it says the second. And then her mother was Maria Eleonora of Brandenburg. That's my middle name, Marie.
It is.
Marie. Yeah. Her name's Maria, whatever.
Close enough.
I have a basic name. Now, she was born in, like, you know, their house because they're rich people and that's what they do. That's where you had kids, was your home.
Right.
You weren't born in a hospital. But there was midwives that helped, and then they announced that Christina was a boy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so that pretty much gave a big celebration to everybody. They're like, oh my God, it's a boy. Congrats. And then they're like, oh shit, no, it's a girl.
She just had something like stuck to her.
Yeah, and this in like history is like pretty much are like, well, they mistook her for a boy, so she must be like intersex of some sort, but it's like there's no definitive proof.
Interesting.
Yeah, they even tried doing like DNA testing and they didn't really come up with anything.
Yeah.
So it was just like a common mistake for maybe something, I don't know. But maybe there was like part of the umbilical cord that was like there that made them
probably think. Just something that looked a little bit like it,
or like skin. I don't know. There's no thing that really gives proof. But so her mom was not very happy about this. She was displeased that she did not have a son because her mom was pretty much by that standards a queen who wanted the next heir to the throne. And she thought that, a king has to be it because everybody wanted boys. It was, honestly, you wanted a boy first, and then if you had princesses, like, that was fine. But because they only had her, Christina, they're like, well, this bloodline technically is just not going to be, like, the greatest, to the point of that it wasn't a boy.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But her dad didn't care.
Oh, that's
Her
good.
dad was like, I don't care. She's going to be the next ruler of Sweden. I'm going to make sure that she's raised to be prepared to do as such.
Wow.
So, this pretty much made him tell all of her tutors, everybody, to be like, she is going to be taught like a man would, like a king would. I want her to be highly educated. I want her to participate in any activities that she wants. And so she spent a lot of her time in her studies, but she also focused on activities such as fencing was one of them. She would do military strategies that she would focus on, any other sports. But pretty much like a lot of activities that a man would do and a woman wouldn't.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And this would become, a lot of people are like, well, this probably like resulted in such and such, but it's like her dad wanted her to be raised like a man would.
Yeah.
To be a king, because he wanted her to be strong like a Swedish fighter would.
And he probably knew it would help her be respected too.
Oh,
especially as a
sure.
woman.
Yeah, exactly. Because women were treated right. And so being respected, you have to have the pretty much just the knowledge to be like, if someone was trying to make a fool out of you, you could just use your knowledge to be like, right.
Cut it out. No.
Fact check, pretty much. But so during her upbringing, her father was away a lot because during this time there was another war going on, surprisingly.
Oh, yeah.
It was the 30 Years' War that was just ravaging Europe, pretty much, and her dad was playing a role in it. And she would eventually actually play a role into it, too, as an adult. So that really shows 30 Years' War. It was going on for 30 years.
30 years.
So during this time when he was gone, and especially with her pretty much being raised to be queen, but still too young, as I'll get into it, her father appointed the Chancellor Axel Oxenstierna as regent of Sweden until she would become of age. Now, this becoming her becoming like an upbringing into being highly educated, she grew a big bond with her tutor Johannes Mathieu, who would shape her religious tolerance and just even her philosophy or any arts and sciences, like her big development of what she wanted to be or what she knew growing up. Mm-hmm. So, in this time with religion, Sweden was currently following the Lutheran Church, so Lutheran Christianity. So this would become a big toll in her adulthood. So now we get on to her getting a little bit older. So she wanted to rethink her religion, and at this point she was kind of back and forth. She wasn't confident on what she wanted to do yet. But she was still part of Lutheran. She was talking with her, no, Ruby. Later, okay? Later. Thank you. So, she was having doubts about her religion, and then a few months after she started hanging out with Descartes, he died of pneumonia.
Oh, no!
Suddenly, yeah, it was like, because they would they would be up at 5 a.m., he would be teaching her all this different philosophy, and she just fell in love with it. She was building this bond with him, and then he died of pneumonia, and this just destroyed her. She became very depressed, very distant from her role as queen. I don't think she no longer had the heart for it. I think she just was so focused now on philosophy, because with Descartes, that's what they focus so heavily on, that I think she just wanted to put her all into it, and she started to lose her faith with her being a leader.
Yeah.
Because I think she wanted more. From my perspective, and that's okay to do.
Right.
She was born to be queen, and a lot of times, like, you don't want to follow the role that you're forced that your family's forcing you to do.
You want to try more than one thing in life, and that's perfectly fine.
Exactly, and that's what she wanted to do. So, with Descartes dying and her just having that self-doubt, I feel like, of just no longer having confidence in her religion or her role, it's not sure why she did the action that I'm going to tell.
Yeah.
But I think it's mainly because she lost her want to do it.
Yeah, her desire.
To be queen, yeah.
Yeah.
So, in June 1654, Christina of Sweden would abdicate her throne as the Queen of Sweden.
Oh, wow.
She was done. She was like, I have given my title to my successor, my cousin, because I didn't want a family. I don't want a family.
Yeah.
Or, like, I don't want to be married. And
right.
He's who I gave my title if I were to ever die or if something were to happen. I'm giving it to him. She's like, I no longer want to be Queen of Sweden. This shocked the whole country by far, because they're just like, holy shit. Like, she was so, like, gung-ho. Like, she started at a young age going to these meetings, being active in the community to really have, like, the arts and sciences, like, be brought to Sweden. But I think she just was not having the heart for it anymore.
Yeah, which happens.
And it could be, too, that maybe the country just didn't want that.
Yeah.
And they were fighting back on her, and she was just like, I can't deal with this. I don't want to do it if my country is not going to respect this part of the world that should be shared. So she abdicated her throne. She's like, I'm done. I'm leaving, and here's my cousin. Good luck. So she would leave Sweden, and I think she would only return like a couple of times. But the first place that she would go would be Rome. Now, she would continue to travel throughout Europe, kind of find herself along the way. But Europe was like a solid ground for her for a while. So when she first abdicated her throne, she also kind of put in, like, I'm no longer a Lutheran either. I'm Catholic.
Oh.
So she completely converted her religion. She was like, I don't want to follow this church anymore. I believe more of this church, and I'm going to go where it all starts, where, like, the biggest, I guess, Catholicism, I guess, area is, and that's Italy.
Yeah.
You got the Vatican. Vatican was overwhelmed. They were so excited. They were overwhelmed with joy. They were just like, oh my God, yes, we have a queen.
Yes, queen, slay.
Us. They provided her an apartment. They gave her just, like, jobs that she could do to follow with, like, the religious work. And she was doing it for a time, but I think eventually she got, I wouldn't say bored, but I think she just wanted to explore different things. And a lot of it, I think she had more of a heart for philosophy than anything. And so she wanted to explore more of that. So she was just like, bye. And she kind of just kept going around. But eventually, I think her like, nature of being queen came back. Because maybe she saw something in the paper or something, like, that came up that just made her just kind of switched back to, like, I want to be in politics. Like, I want to figure more on. I want to step my foot back into that. So she was trying to hatch a plan to take the throne of Naples, because I'm guessing maybe the lineage was, like, done, like, the heir or something. It didn't work out, so she was just gonna try and swoop in. Well, a servant found out about her plans made them public, and she got pissed. She was just like, I can't believe you did that. Now, like, there's no way that these people are going to make me, like, on the throne. Like, I can't believe you did this. Like, you should be executed. A lot of people were surprised by this because they're like, that's pretty harsh. Like, you had cruel intentions, perhaps, to take the throne. Like, we don't know.
Right. And
he just made it public, and now you want this kid executed? Like, his name was Monaldeshi. So she was just like, okay, I'm done. I'm leaving. This was in 1657. For the next 10 years, she kind of floated around, did more of her philosophy, kind of was just like, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna do my own shit. Like, I'm just gonna figure it out. So by 1667, she went back home to Sweden. It was like, hey, so I heard the Polish king died. I want to rule that shit.
Of course she did.
She's like, I want to rule Poland. Like, would that be cool? But this wouldn't last. Like, she would fail at this. And I think that really made her realize, like, oh, maybe politics aren't what I want. Maybe I should just, like, move along. So she would eventually go back to Rome. And she really focused more then on her philosophy of just authority, love, pretty much the religious aspect. And she would open up an academy. She would write papers and articles and books of just her philosophy on things, and especially love. And authority was like a big one too. And she would just continue this until her death on April 19th, 1689. Now, I'm guessing she lived like a pretty good life. I don't know. Maybe it was like a disease. I didn't really find much. I'm pretty sure if I had searched a little bit deeper, I probably would have found how she died. But
they may not know too.
Yeah, it's just she ended up dying, and then she's buried in Rome as well. So if you want to go see her, she's in one of the Rome's, I guess, graveyards. I don't know what they call them. They're different there.
They're like not temples. I don't
Temples. But yeah, she is an interesting one because, like, not only did she dress like a guy showing up, but to places she had like she was highly educated. She didn't really take anybody's shit. She was kind of just like, I'm doing the damn thing. Here we go. Even though she did fail, she was just like, move on to the next thing. She did not give up. No, and I think, like, having the death of, like, her friend, she was just like, I need to put more of my life into philosophy because that's what he wanted, Descartes wanted, and what I wanted, and I'm going to make sure. But her abdicating the throne, that was, like, the biggest, like, shocker that you could do.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Because, like, you're raised, your family lineage is tied to this, and you just pretty much was like, I'm done.
Wow.
So, that's Christina of Sweden.
Craziness. I love her, though.
Yeah, I never heard of her until I really started researching her.
I like that she's, like, so open-minded to try new things, and, like, it's kind of like millennials now where, like, we're not so focused on doing one job forever, or just only being interested in one thing, or, like, following peer pressure of, like, believe in this, do this. Yeah, but, like, now where it's, like, more open-minded.
I think her being educated to that sense of just being open-minded, intolerance of just, like, different religions and stuff. Like, she ended up converting her own. Yeah. But just being, like, supporting, like, other religions and just, like, pretty much not being closed-minded to the world. Which I think a lot of people were closed-minded because they didn't have that education to really see the different spectrums of world.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
pretty cool.
She is a neato burrito.
Definitely the thing I learned from her was just, like, be open-minded, try new things, like, don't be afraid to switch things up in your life.
Abdicate that throne.
Hell yeah. Abdicate that throne in your life.
If you have someone who's trying to make you be something that you don't want to be, abdicate that
throne.
Leave it. do what you want to do, because in the end, like, do you want to be happy or do you want to just suffer in silence?
It's your life, not theirs.
She did not want to suffer in silence.
Right. Oh, no. We all heard her.
Oh, for sure. But she's a hoot.
Yeah, that's a good story. I like it.
Yeah.
Good old Sweden.
Good old Sweden. Honestly. I don't know what it is with me in Scandinavia, but I couldn't help myself this week.
That's fair.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, awesome.
Thank you for joining us this week. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
It's been fun. Where can you find us, Kylie?
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Historia the Podcast, or on Twitter at Historia the Pod 1.
Woo!
All right, guys.
We will catch you on the flippity flop.
Yes. Be a good human. Advocate that throne.
Abdicate that throne.
And goodbye.
Bye.